Hi guys, it's Sophie. Welcome back to our channel. So I'm super excited to be back with another tutorial today. I'm using the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette, and I was extremely excited to receive this palette in PR. I fell in love with the palette as soon as I opened it. The shade range in this palette is amazing. All of these shades are extremely wearable, but they're all statement shades and staple eyeshadows to add to your collection. So highly recommend this palette. After I used it, the pigmentation is amazing. They're super easy to blend, super buildable, and the foiled shades are really good, especially when you apply them wet, and they're also easy to layer up. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieved today's look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So the first thing I'm doing is priming my eyelids using the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Fair, and I'm just adding a nice even base to my eyelid, and then I'm gonna blend it out with a damp beauty sponge and set it with some translucent powder. So the first shade that I'm going into is called Undressed, and it's described as a matte honey nude. And I'm just going to be picking up this shade and buffing it into the crease as my transition shade. And this shade was extremely pigmented and extremely buildable, so I really ended up loving that shade. And then the next shade that I'm going into is called Reveal, which is described as a matte taupe brown. And I'm just going to be applying this more precisely in the crease to add a little bit more definition and depth. And I'm going in with an angled brush so I have more control over that product. And then I'm going right back into Undressed to help me buff out and diffuse that line. So next I'm going to start to carve out my lid, and I just picked up this Bobbi Brown concealer blending brush and my Tarte Shape Tape in the color Fair, and I'm just applying this precisely on the lid. And I like to go a little bit over my natural crease. So if you have a really low crease, you can always go above it and create a new one. And it definitely takes a lot of practice, but if you start in the center and then work your way to the inner and outer corner, you can get a nice even line. The next shade that I'm picking up is Jaybird, and this is almost like a pressed glitter, pressed pigment. And I'm just applying this to the inner half of my lid. And this shade was really pigmented. There's a lot of eyeshadows that I've used with this kind of formula, and it turns out to be kind of a mess and a little bit patchy, and just shades like these are typically really hard to work with, but these shades were really easy to work with. And I did wet my brush with some Fix Plus, and it really did help with that step. Then I'm picking up the darkest brown shade in the palette, and I just applied it more precisely with an angled brush, and then I'm using a pencil brush to diffuse that line. For my winged liner, I just picked up my Schwing liner by The Balm, and then I decided to add a little bit of glitter to the center. So I did apply glitter glue first, and then I went in with Taffy glitter by Eye Candy Cosmetics. For lashes today, I'm using my Shop Sofie Bella lashes in the style Maui. These are definitely more on the natural side, but they're definitely still really wispy and beautiful. For my waterline, I just applied my Makeup Forever Aqua XL Black Eye Pencil in my waterline, and then I'm just going into the same shades that I used in the crease on the lower lash line. So first the transition shade, and then the darker brown shade, and then I did go back in with the transition shade to help me diffuse that line and just make sure that everything's really nice and blended. And then for my inner tear duct and my brow bone, I did go into the shade called Stark in the palette, which is like a really white shimmery shade. And then I did pick up a little bit of my Makeup Forever Starlit Powder number 13. I just wanted to add a little bit more of an extra pop to the look. For my bottom lashes, I used my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And that's the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up to support our channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!